everyone, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. This is Tina with Tina's Craft Creations. This is going to be kind of a different video today. This is going to be a chatty video, and I'm going to be basically talking about what I am going to assume. And again, this is all assumptions, but I have a feeling that we are not going to be seeing any new collections from Maggie Holmes, from Jen Hadfield, from Shimelle, from anyone. I think it's basically, in my opinion, we have now seen the death of American crafts, which is horrific. So this new company, Nicole Crafts, they purchased American Crafts at the end of last year. And I've had a couple of conversations recently that lead me to believe that we are not going to be very happy about what's coming in the future. So a couple weeks ago, maybe about a week and a half, maybe 1 week and a half to 2 weeks ago, American Crafts, their online Instagram page, they're still constantly posting on their social media, like with old products. And they're obviously not talking about anything new. So they posted a story, and they were making something with like an older collection, and I responded to the story. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. I responded to the story, and I was just like, hey, are we going to see any new products? And the conversation, the very brief conversation I had with them, leads me to believe that I don't have a lot of hope for new collections, period. They were very vague. They said, you know, we have some exciting things coming. We have some new We Are Memory Keepers or We Are Makers tools coming out starting in October, and we're working with a new paper line from 49 and Market. So that's basically all they mentioned. So my response was, well, you know, 49 and Market is beautiful, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not everyone's style. Not everyone wants to necessarily buy those products. And I mentioned our favorites. You know, I am not the only person in the crafty community that loves Maggie Holmes, that loves Jen Hadfield, that loves Shimelle. Obviously, Paige Evans left, so we can't even talk about her anymore. And Vicki Boutin, she is working with 49 and Market now, but they were like, oh, well, you know, we have this new line coming. We're working on a new line from 49 Market, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, that's not everyone's style. That's not everyone wants to buy products from 49 and Market. And they were very vague. They said, you know, I'm going to try to quote this exactly. It says, we are working hard behind the scenes to pull everything together for a better and more cohesive online experience. So, I mean, what does that mean? Like, what the heck does that mean exactly? Because one, what did they want us to buy? Like, okay, so you're going to make 49 and Market collections, and you're going to make We Are Makers tools. So, like, what? This company that bought this massive craft company is, like, they're killing the brand. Like, they're literally killing the brand. Like, I don't understand what is going on. So I had a conversation also with a crafty friend of mine. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want anything to come back on her, but she said she's worked for American Crafts a couple of times, and she and I had been talking. I was like, hey, do you have any kind of insight on new things coming? And she was like, no, but let me see what I can find out. So she reached out to me, and she said, you know, I had a conversation with some people that are still at the company, and they basically told her, like, we have no idea. Like, she said, this is what she told me. She said, Nicole Crafts is a wholesale company. They sell most brands, like most craft brands. But according to her, from her conversation that she had with some current employees, they don't have any plans to create and release new products. So what the heck? You know, like, how in the world is this company going to make money? I mean, because you have to remember, American Crafts is a huge company. It spans like multiple brands. You know, we have, you know, all these brands, like, and all these designers. We have Basil, we have We Are Makers, We have all of the like designers like Maggie Holmes, Crate Paper, Jen Hadfield, Chamel, 49 and Market, obviously. And then, you know, on top of all the crap that they sell for like baking, you know, I'm not going to get into that, but I'm not a baker. I'm just worried about the paper crafting side of things. But all the tools that they make for, you know, I mean, look at all the things we're finding at Ollie's. Like, they've cleared out their warehouse to a certain degree. And now the employees that are there don't know what the future is, and the social media team doesn't know what the future is. They're very vague. Since this sale took place, we've literally heard nothing from Nicole Crafts, like literally nothing about the plans for the future of American Crafts. So I don't understand why they would spend millions of dollars to buy a company that they're not going to continue producing products. Like, how are they're going to lose so much money? Like, the craft industry is $1 billion industry in this country, like, or in the world. I mean, look at all the countries that American Crafts products were sold. So I am really like just flabbergasted by the way this is moving forward. Like, I mean, thankfully we all have craft stashes, because it doesn't sound to me like we are going to see anything new, like new collections. Like, she and I were talking about Maggie Holmes and Crate Paper, and she's like, I'm going to be devastated if there's never another Maggie Holmes collection. I was like, me too. Like, you know, and Crate Paper, like, if we never see another Crate Paper collection, like, that literally is devastating. Like, I love Crate Paper, I love Maggie Holmes, and I love Jen Hadfield collections. I love Chamel. I don't like her stuff as much as I like the others, but I do like her as a person, her creativity, her designs, her social media presence. So, you know, and then, you know, obviously, you know, Paige Evans left. She's working with Pink Fresh Studio now, and Vicky Booten is, you know, working with 49 and Market. So I'm guessing she's coming out with something new, but she's not really my style personally. So again, I'm not going to buy these products. So, like, what are we going to expect? Like, what are we going to do? Like, I can't even imagine, not being able to buy new products from American Crafts. Like, I can't even like fathom it. I mean, I know they had a big contract with Joann's, and Joann's is gone, but there's still Michael's, there's Hobby Lobby. Why not work with them to put out the products that we saw at Joann's? Like, why not create some sort of alternate contract with these other big chain stores, you know? So then, of course, my friend and I were talking about other companies like Simple Stories and Echo Park and Cartabella and Photoplay and all of these. And, you know, and I was like, you know, I really like Simple Stories, but I feel like the last 3 or 4 years, I feel like their collections are getting very, very repetitive with their color schemes. Their color schemes are like the same, like all the time. And, I mean, they have new collections with new designs and icons and things, but I feel like their color schemes are just, they're stuck on the same loop of like what they're putting out in regards to like colors, and that is such a turn off for me, because I don't want to work with the same colors all the time. I want a variety. I mean, I know we work with pastels, but like, give me some pinks and some blues and some aquas and greens and purples, and I don't want to see orange in every freaking collection. Like, every Valentine's collection they come out with now has orange in it. I don't love orange with Valentine's Day. It's getting very, very repetitive. So I'm not buying nearly as much Simple Stories as I was. I'm not a big fan of Cartabella and Echo Park in regards to their main collections, because I feel like they don't give us enough elements to work with. Flat embellishments. They give us like tags and like journal spots for their ephemera packs. They don't even give us like icons. Some of them do have chipboard embellishments, but not a lot, not all of them. I don't love those two particular companies in regards to like my normal, like regular crafting. I guess if you're a scrapbooker, they're more geared for scrapbooking. And then Photoplay, same thing. The embellishment packs are garbage to me. I don't buy them because I don't like the stuff that they put out with them. Some of the papers are cute and things like that, but it's like you can only do so much with a piece of paper. Like you need other things to go with it. And then Prima Marketing and Frank Garcia, like I love Prima Marketing products, but again, it's not really my style. It's more like shabby chic and vintage, not my style. So I'll buy it occasionally, but not very often. And, yeah. So I just wanted to come on here and have a discussion, and, I'd love to, hear your thoughts below about, what are you gonna do, like, if there's no new collections? I mean, obviously we're all not gonna run out of things to play with, but sometimes you just want something new, Oh, and then also I'll bring in Rosie Studio into this. Like Rosie Studio is a great company. They have wonderful embellishments. Again, this is my opinion. I do not like their paper. Their paper to me is too lightweight, especially the 6x6 paper. I never buy their 6x6 paper pads anymore because they are just like super thin. And I've had terrible luck with their 12x12 papers. I bought them and anytime I fold them, they crack. So I just don't like Rosie Studio papers. So again, I've been buying these like Ollie's paper pads, like DCWV, which is again an American Crafts company. I've been buying like the old Joann's paper pads and DCWV and stuff to work with my Rosie Studio embellishments that I have in my stash. But I can't think of any other crafting companies that I would actually buy, So yeah, I mean, it's not like we're going to run out of things to work with. But at the same time, like it narrows the market very, very, to a very, very limited amount in regards to what we're going to see, because some companies don't come out with Halloween collections. Some companies don't really put out Christmas, like they do, but to a very small degree. Valentine's, again, some companies don't put out Valentine's collections. So, it's going to limit how creative we can be if we're not seeing anything new on a regular basis. And not that we all need to buy things on a regular basis. I don't mean that, because we all consume way too much. I am terrible. I mean, you can see from my hauls, I buy a lot of stuff. But I also gift a lot of things. I gift things, I have giveaways. So I'm not buying it all for my personal use or to hoard. I do have a hoard of stuff. Yes, I do. I'll admit that 100 million %. And I will not run out of crafty supplies for a very, 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 very long time. Even if another company never put out another product, it would take me years and years to use up what I have. But that doesn't mean that we as consumers don't want to buy new things sometimes, even if it's just once a year or twice a year. We still want to see new products, and this is just so disheartening that this company purchased the largest craft company and they're killing it. Like literally they're killing it. Like it's so upsetting to think that I'll never see another Maggie Holmes collection or another, Jen Hatfield collection. And, obviously I'm not a big fan of Pink Fresh Studio. I'll put my opinion out there. I know a lot of people like their collections. I love their paper. It is top-notch, beautiful paper and like the most wonderful quality. But again, I do not like the embellishments. I don't like the fact that they only give us flat stickers. They only give us like chipboard frames. Like they never give us a mix and variety of products to use with their paper. And so every time I have bought Pink Fresh Studio collections, I end up destashing them because I cannot work with them. I just have a hard time working with collections that don't give you enough variety of embellishments. And yeah, like it's just so mind-boggling to me that Nicole Crafts is not planning on working with these designers. So she and I were talking again, about Maggie Holmes, Jen Hatfield, Chamel, things like that. Like, I mean, these are designers that have been working with American Crafts for over a decade, almost 2 decades, a decade and a half or whatever. And it's like, Are they going to go and work with these other companies now? Are they going to go work with Simple Stories, or are they going to go work with Cartabella, or Echo Park, or Photoplay? Are they going to be brought into these other companies to put forth their creative energies? So I don't know. I really, really have no idea. Maggie Holmes, as much as I love her as a designer, she is very silent on her Instagram about her creative side of things. She doesn't post anything anymore. So I don't know if she's just kind of moved on to a different path in her life. Jen Hatfield really doesn't post a lot on her social media either. Shamel is very active with her social media. So we do see a lot from her, and obviously Paige Evans, but now she's with Pink Fresh Studio. So I probably won't ever buy another Paige Evans collection because I don't buy Pink Fresh Studio collections. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you guys think? Are you going to lean more heavily into a specific company, or are you going to just see what happens? Are you, what I really think that we should do, honestly, and this is what my friend and I were talking. I told her, I said, I made a very clear point when I contacted American Crafts on their social media. I said, this is what we as crafters like. We like Maggie Holmes. We like Jen Hatfield. We like Shamel. We like Basil Paper. We like DCWV. We like these brands, and we hope to see more in the future. Like, I really, really think that all of us, as a whole in the crafty community, we need to contact them, and we need to put the pressure on them to let them know we want these products, or we're going to take our money and business elsewhere. But again, where are we going to take it? That's the thing that worries me, is where are we going to take it? Not only are these people losing jobs, a lot of people got laid off from American Crafts, my friend included. And a lot of people are losing their jobs. The future of this company is a complete mystery. But these websites now are going to suffer a cherry on top. Scrapbook.com, all of these, and Frank Garcia's website, all of these websites that sell these products are going to take a massive loss in revenue. And that is devastating in this economy right now. And I know that, we are all, everybody has different financial means. But as crafters, we all generally have the money to buy the things we want. That's the thing. If there's a product that we want, we will pay our money for it. And that's why I think that we as a whole, this is a huge suggestion, I really think that everyone should do this, is reach out to American Crafts on their Instagram. If you have Instagram, message them and say, hey, I really want to know what the future is for X, Y, and Z designers. Are there going to be new Maggie Holmes collections, new Jen Hatfield, new Shamel? What are we going to see in the future? Because we really want to spend our, Bia Valent, I forgot to mention her, because she's obviously a fairly new, she's not a new designer. She's been with them a long time, but she's new at putting out collections within the last couple of years. So, what's going to happen with her? I really like her collections as well. She makes the most beautiful things. And I think that we as a whole really need to voice our opinion and make it very loud and clear to American Crafts, i.e. Nicole Crafts. We need to make it very clear to them, because Nicole Crafts doesn't really have a social media presence. We need to make it known to the AC Instagram. Message them, send them a message, say, hey, I really, really, really need to know what is going on with what the future of the company is. When are we going to see new collections? When are we going to see Crate Paper? When are we going to see Maggie Holmes? When are we going to see Jen Hatfield? When are we going to see Bia Valent? When are we going to see Shamel? All of these designers that we we spend our money on, we want to know what is coming, because we spend our money, it's just mind-boggling to me that, they're going to take this massive loss of revenue by not putting out new products. Why would they do that? I don't understand it. It's a complete mystery to me. So this is a really long video. Again, this is just, my opinions, my assumptions. I don't know what is going on. I'm just basing it by conversations I had with someone on the American Crafts social media team. They said they would pass along my suggestions to their team. When I told them, what I personally like and what I know my crafty friends like. And I think that we really need to make it very clear to them what we want in the future, because we all have, even if it's even if it's a one item thing, we have money to spend on their products. Even if we're buying one item, we have $20 to buy a paper pad, or we have $10 to buy a couple packs of stickers or whatever. Like, if we want these products, we're going to spend our money on these products, but we're not going to spend our money if the products aren't there. So again, this is first world problems. I understand that. It's not like the end of the world if we don't ever see new products. But at the same time, we're a community, like, I can't tell you how many friends I've made in this community. And if we're all like-minded and we all want similar things with our products and things like that, we need to make our voices heard. We need to make it very clear that we have the money to spend and we want to see these things in the future. So that's what I would definitely recommend, is reach out to American Crafts on their Instagram page, send them a message, just be like, hey, I really would like to know when X, Y, and Z is going to happen. When are we going to see new Christmas collections? Are we going to see Valentine's collections? Are we going to see Halloween collections? Like, we all love these holiday collections, like, we all want craft supplies. We do. That's why we're all going crazy at Ollie's, because we're, finding these old products that we can't find anymore, and we're gonna want new ones. So that's all I really have to say. I'm sorry this is such a long video, but I would love to hear your thoughts, concerns, opinions below. Please comment, and like I said, I really feel as a whole we should absolutely put the pressure on them and let them know this is what we want in the future. And if we have the money to spend, you need to make what we want. You need to give us what we want. And let's not forget, they need to give us chipboard. But we really need to put the pressure on them, because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. We need to let them know we have money to spend and we want these products. So, but otherwise, I really hope this isn't the end of American Crafts, because I'll be really sad. I mean, I know I have a crazy, huge crafty stash, but, like I said, it's nice to have something new every once in a while. So anyways, that's all I have to say. Again, I would love to hear your opinions on things, and if anyone has any questions, please let me know. If you've not already, I'd greatly appreciate if you would consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.